if you run a clothing brand, there is absolutely no need to do any photo shoots anymore. And I'm going to show you the proof. And so this is a workflow that I built to kind of take a piece of clothing, which could be a flat lay or an on model shot, whatever it is. And depending upon what we're actually looking to create, it could be, lifestyle images, it could be e-com shots, it could be both, and that this is the exact process of how we actually go about delivering from a flat lay to a ready to go lifestyle shot that you can put on your website. And so I'm going to walk you through it, the entire workflow step by step. And by the way, you don't have to take notes. You can just have the workflow for free. And so let's get started. The first thing is, as you can see, I've kind of tried to organize this workflow a little bit to kind of make sense of it a little bit more for you. So we have multiple sections of what's going on. So first is mood board. This is where our inspiration and visual DNA comes from. This is our brief, all the things that are inputs. This is our character. Now we can have an AI character, which is really dialed in, or we can also have an on model, like the models that you already have, or let's say you have athletes or whatever. You have people in real life, real humans that you can touch and hang out with. You can make those people wear your clothes and do a photo shoot with them. Then the next section we have is creative direction. Obviously, like what kind of pictures we want to take, where do we want to take them, and then another one we have is character close-ups. So basically, if we are using a real human character or even just any character, this is where we would put their close-up. And this is obviously the output section. I went a little bit further this time, and what we did was added a image analysis for video. So basically, we will take these images and convert them into video, and then the video generation, and then video to GIF, whatever you want to call it, so that we can just post that in our website. So multiple sections, as you can see. So let's walk you through all of them step by step. First is mood board. I just like to go to Cosmos a lot, and if you can't tell, so basically just go to yeah, there we go. We have recently viewed, and so basically you just want to look at the cool looking pictures, whatever called your name. You select them, put them in here, and that and then you run this AI agent, which is on Gemini 3 Pro, and Gemini happens to be the best model that can actually analyze images the best, and because they can even analyze videos now, it's crazy. And so, yeah, this is the prompt that we have. Like I said, you can just have this workflow, no problems. And then this is the output we get. So this is the output, the visual DNA, obviously, like after analyzing all these images. Now, this is our input. This is what we get from our clients. This is what we get from, if we're just doing spec work or pitching, we just create it using Claude. And this is create a brief. So this will be different for each SKU that you're doing because it is SKU oriented, or yeah, it's unique because it's different. Anyways, you get the idea. This, however, brand context. Now this is very simplified version of the brand context. So in this case, we're using Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren, this stuff, and so it can stay the same. But if you are trying to nail it down to like have a particular workflow for a particular brand, I would go more in depth, and so that the brand DNA is actually dialed in. And then we have this agent that basically creates this brand intelligence report, and that we do that using Opus 4.7. It's one of the best models when it comes to thinking. Okay, now Gemini is good for image analysis. Opus is good for thinking multiple complex situations. But there's a place that Opus fails, and that's when the context just gets too high, and that's when you need to go back to Gemini because they can have a million tokens context length, which is pretty freaking awesome. All right, this becomes, we combine all the things, which is visual DNA, the creative brief, plus the brand intel, and then the character. So this is the character that we generated using, my character generator workflow, which I can give it to you if you want. And basically, I just took some screenshots from their website, and I just put them here. And so we have another agent here that basically takes this character, puts her in this dress, and creates like a sheet, character sheet, if you will. And as you can see, we have multiple close-ups. And then this we're going to attach to all the images that we do generate. But before that, we need to run the brain. So creative direction is the guy who thinks what kind of workflow we're trying to create. And as you can see, for myself, I wanted a combination of studio shots because I assumed that the client would give us flat lays and then we would create some studio shots. We would also then create lifestyle shots. So I kind of hard-coded concepts in the prompt, as you can see. in the system prompt, there's multiple concepts, and I've told it that the first five will be about the studio on this kind of background and stuff like that. Then it creates the concepts, and then we put it into words using our prompt engineer, and then put it through the quality gate, which again needs to follow our visual DNA, and then we enter this spider web, which again, each of these images will have character close-ups. Basically, we will have just for the facial recognition, just for like facial consistency. And so there we go. We have multiple shots now. This is one of the studio shots. This was bad, as you can see. Like it completely just built something else, and then most of the time you just need to hit rerun, and there this is better. And if I run it again, the next one might be different, and probably not, maybe not better, but we'll see. You get the idea. And then, as you can see, the character consistency is pretty good. The branding is pretty good. The clothes actually feels like it's a real thing. And then another back shot that we have, which again looks a little bit better. And then look at the fit of the dress. Like that is how it's actually supposed to fit. And that's pretty cool. And then we have some lifestyle shots, and then more like sunset shot, some nature shot. I like this because look at the film grain. Even though like the character face could use a little bit of a touch up, but again, that's what the character close ups are for that we have underneath there. This, yeah, I mean, it could be different if we just run it again. I'm sure it will be something else, but yeah, like the drape, the looseness of the dress is really cool because that is how it's actually supposed to be in real life. When I look at the images on Ralph Lauren page, that was the case. I'm just waiting for this to be done, and then we can move on to the next step. But yeah, these characters, so like you will know eventually that this node goes to the front, so that you can put like front image, face, and then back, and it's like as you can see in this one, because this is a back um, tile, I guess. This and that one, it will always be back images. And so as you can see, image 3 is empty. And that just means, okay, so they completely butchered it. We need to run it again so that we can do something about it, but that's just terrible. But yeah, you get the idea. Now, I would almost just use ChatGPT. Like this is good for concepting, but like ChatGPT is just better. Next, we have image analysis. Basically, we're analyzing all these images. Only 5 because the first 5 are just studio shots. We don't need to convert them into video, or we do. I mean, if you do, then you know what to do. And then we put them through this simple prompt, and then it creates a video for us. I wanted to test multiple models. So this is with Fling. This is Kling Pro. This is Cdance 2.0 Fast. This is Cdance Standard. This is Google VO. So I wanted to test multiple models and see which one kind of works better. And then we would basically convert those into GIF, whatever, so that we can either, well, we can also post video on the website, but also GIF just sometimes it's easier or preferred. But yeah, there we go. There's another image. But anyways, hope you get the idea. Do you know what to do? Just leave a comment, or just if you need any help with this, just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to hop on a call with you. See you in the next one.